It's not smoke. If you get that in the lungs, you get sick. So that's what happens from this to this, right? But you can eat them if they're fresh and they're pure inside. And maybe you've seen the big puff balls, the big white ones.
Yeah.
You know, you can eat those if they're white inside. And they make good, you fry them in butter, they're delicious. Okay.
Too scared.
This is called these are the Inky caps that seem to be growing everywhere where we're going today. So I tell people you're not supposed to pick stuff and take it out of here. These are edible. Here's what it looks like when it goes bad. It's getting all inky. The spores have turned to a mass like that. This is a common mushroom called a turkey tail. And you can make a tea out of it. It's very good and it's supposed to be healthy for you. Underneath they're usually always white. This one is gold, so it's that color. But if you find them and they're purple underneath, that's a different mushroom. Trichaptum biforum. You can't eat it. It's like this false turkey tail, right? So people think it's turkey tail. This mushroom is it's not an Anemita muscaria, but it's an Anemita flavala, and it's yellow. These are hallucinogenic mushrooms. These are not good to eat. If you eat them, you'll vomit, you'll get sick, and you'll feel like you're flying. But it's not worth it. Don't eat this mushroom. Believe me, not worth it. Not worth the thrill. Really. Let's see, what do we have here? This is a coral fungi.
Is this yours, Kathy?
No, somebody just put it there because it was holding down the paper.
Oh,
I don't know, maybe it was blowing. We can maybe put it here. So this is a coral. This is a coral. There's so many different corals. Now this one is called Romeria stricta, and it's old. I got it a couple days ago and it was already old. But if you smell it, it has a faint smell of anise or licorice, this one. You want to pass it around and smell it? They look like they're growing on the floor of the ocean, don't they? They look like beautiful corals. They're very hard to determine what they are. So Richard put down this dried old gray coral there. There's some dried. This is a Russula, and they come in all colors, right? Beautiful mushroom. Russulas, you never want to try to eat a red one because it's hard to tell the poisonous red one. But the poisonous red one is called Russula emetica, and it tastes like, it makes you vomit, but it tastes bitter and terrible. But Russulas come in purple, green, brown, beautiful. The thing with all Russulas is their stem, or stipe, breaks like chalk, and it's usually pure white. They get bigger than this, but this, you see it snaps. It snaps like chalk, right? And Russulas are very brittle mushrooms, so you can tell a Russula, especially the white ones, people mix them up with other ones. Look how brittle this is. You throw it down, it just smashes, right? There it is. What else? Here's some cool jellies. This is called Dacrymedes palmatus. This grows on conifer. There's another one called witch's butter, and that one grows only on hardwood. So that's how you tell them. This is another one, Exidia alba. Very gooey. You can pass her nose. Yeah, look at that. Lots of fun. This one here is called wolf's milk. And they're usually the color of like pink, like her shoelaces. That color, if you see those, that's what you have. Epidendrum lycogallus. Means wolf. Wolf's milk. So here, if you have them like this when they're pink, if you poke it, the pink stuff just comes out like Pepto-Bismol pink. But you see them on logs, and they're very pretty. Now this is called a carbon ball. This one here is called, they call it King Alfred's cakes, because King Alfred had his cakes burnt. A carbon ball, Daldalia concentrica. So if you look inside, pass that around, you can see little concentric circles. It might just look like a piece of coal, but pass it around. We found this here. It's a gomphidius, not an edible mushroom. You can see here how the gills go right down. That's called decurrent. They're going, yeah, right down. There we go.
So what happens if you eat it?
You get sick. You'll puke. You won't die. I'll show you one that'll kill you though, okay? This is a really cool little cup fungi. Now if you get interested in this, you really need a loupe because then you can see what's going on, right? So if I look at this with the loupe, I pass it on and say, oh yeah, there's little hairs all around the edge. Wow, is that cool? So I can see stuff with this that I couldn't see normally to help me identify, right? So let's see, what else do we have? Here, oh yeah, this is a cool mushroom, but it's so dried up. I didn't put it here. This is one, it will glow in the dark, and it's called Styptica septitus. It glows, Pinellus styptica. It glows in the dark. So I could take this home. I could put this in water for a half an hour, take it out, go in a dark room like this, and these would be glowing. It's kind of a cool mushroom. It's your glow stick. And you go to a concert, right? Wow. Anyway, this is someone, Richard put this down, my other mushroom friend. It's, you've heard of reishi mushroom? The Asians use it, very healthy, very good, especially for men with prostate problems. So this is a reishi mushroom. It grows on hemlock. And this is used medicinal. You can use this one if you want. Yeah, this is called dye maker's polypores. So people use this for dyeing, like this wood, the blue stain, same deal, right? They can dye with this, they can dye with this. Not dye. I'll show you one that'll dye you. Where is it? Let's see, here it is. I took it off the table just thinking maybe a kid might pick it up and eat it. I'll pass it around if you want. It won't hurt you to touch it. It won't hurt you. The most deadly mushroom right now is this and the Anemita, the death angel, Anemita verosa or bisporigia. And that's a beautiful white mushroom, gorgeous, 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 pure white, has a little veil around it, but it has a vulva. So whenever you're collecting mushrooms, I'd say don't eat white mushrooms, because you may pick one of these. Or you may think this is a honey mushroom, because the honey mushrooms grow right on the log beside it. Somebody said, oh, a little baby honey mushroom. Cut it with the others, throw it in. All you need are 3 of these. You'll feel really sick, you'll throw up, you'll have diarrhea. You think you're going to die, then you get better. After you get better a few days, then you die. Then your liver shuts down. Then your kidneys shut down. Then the only thing that will save you if you eat this is a liver transplant. This and the death angel. So never eat white mushrooms you find. Now this, I believe, is a meadow mushroom. This is a safe mushroom, but I would not recommend anybody eating white mushrooms. Okay? You don't know. This is another edible white mushroom, but I'm not telling you any of you to eat it because you might mistake it for another one. See, this one has a ring, like here, right? That's okay. Some mushrooms with poison have rings, though. This seems to have a bulb. It's not really a bulb. It's just wider at the base. This is not a particularly tasty mushroom, but you could eat it. So this is called Lepista irena. You could eat it, but don't. Why bother? It's not great. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? These. This is a Lepiota cristata. These are poisonous. Some Lepiotas are called parasol. They grow really big and they're delicious and they're amazing. These, don't eat. Don't eat that. What else do we have here? What do we have? Something interesting. Oh, pass that around. And you can see on the deadly Gallerina or Gallerina obtunosa, there's like a little ring there. Oh, don't be afraid. They won't hurt you. Don't be afraid. Okay, what else do we do? Oh, this is some Polypores, a new one for me. And it's pink underneath. Most of them. Okay, good. Most of these are purple, white underneath. This one's called Rosaria, because it's kind of pinky. Eh? This is a new one for me. This Gomphus is a cool mushroom. You can't eat these, but sometimes they get really big and beautiful. But this one you can see the gills run down. You can just see it, you know? So we have mushrooms with gills, mushrooms with pores. Here's some little mushrooms, very cool. I'll pass this around. This is some sort of Cortinarius. I'm not sure what. I think it is. It's got a cortina. So I'm going to pass a little around. You can see all the gills are covered in the little one. You can see on the big one, there's this veil on the gills is starting to pull away. These
one you can eat, right? These you can eat.
Only some. You don't want to eat them all.
No.
Yeah, you don't want to eat them all.
These ones?
That one, I wouldn't bother. Yeah, thank you. I wouldn't bother. It's not great to eat. The white corals are better if you want to eat a coral mushroom. This is a pretty mushroom I just found. I don't know where it came from. Tricholomoxis decora. Decora, like decoration. It's a pretty little mushroom and they get really big. What else? What else? We have 5 minutes, so not that long.
Actually, we have almost 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay. I'm going to tell everybody something before we go in the woods, okay? Very important. People, attention. This area, attention, everyone, this is very important. This area has a lot of black-legged ticks. Some of them have Lyme disease, just to let you know. You don't want to get Lyme disease. So how do you avoid it? Put your pants into your socks. You know why? I picked them off people. They're the size of sesame seeds. You can't even see them with your naked eye. So you don't want... It'll kill you. It'll wreck your brain. You won't be able to walk. It's one of the worst things that can happen to you. So don't want to frighten people, but you don't want any ticks on you. So if you're going in like with bare arms like that, I wear a long sleeve shirt. When you get home...
For the mushrooms, I'm sorry, and we're full on the Indigenous walk.
Okay.
So we will be leaving in about a couple minutes.
Okay.
But the one we haven't got.
You have a different one.
See when they get really old, we wait till everybody comes here. See how this...
Wow, look
Look what's happened to this one. Eating themselves. Can everybody hear? Yeah. Okay, here you come. This is a Caprinus. I was talking about the Inky cap. This one you can eat, nicknamed Shaggy Mane. This one, you see there's a ring here. Look at that ring. It was white at one point, but now it's not. Here's the old ring here. It fell all the way down. Look how they rot. Wow. They eat themselves. So this is how it spreads its spores. It doesn't open out like this like another mushroom. It stays this shape, but it just gets all gooey and nasty. So it's something called deliquescing or eating itself. And then the goo that comes out is full of spores. So that's how you see a whole bunch here, because it's sporulated everywhere here. Look at them all.
Which are carried in the wind, or they just drop?
Drip down. They
drop
down.
Okay.
These drip down. So these aren't carried by the wind. The other ones usually are. They fall down, or they could be carried by the wind or an animal or something, right? Mm-hmm. But these, here they are. I got to try this sport thing. Some sort of trichiloma.
I've never seen them again.
Wow. Sheesh, big mushrooms. Something's been eating it, probably a mouse or something. Deer eat mushrooms too, by the way. This is you can't eat this, but it's a beautiful mushroom. It's called a trichiloma. They're big, I'm not sure which one it is. But if you want to pass that around, you want to have a look. Feel how heavy it is.
Wow.
Well, there's not a lot around here, folks. It's sad.
Mel, matay. Kaya matay?
The stairs are not that well maintained, so
There's hardly anything here, so I'm going to take it anyway. We don't have much to look at.
just pepper between my sticks if anyone.
Cool. Okay. This is a shelf fungi. I'm not exactly sure which one. Let's see. It could be the fungi. Well, this is a Termites hirsuta. It's got like hairs on it, but you can see how tough this is.
Oh, I knew something.
Ichnoderma resinosa. It's a polypore. It has, I'll just take a little bit.
What does that mean, polypore?
Polypore means many holes underneath. Pores, not gills.
Okay.
Poly means many, pores, many pores. So this one is interesting. No, you can't eat it. You can squish it, and when you squish it, it's full of this liquid, and it exudes droplets. It's called, this is Resinosum gelatinosum. And it exudes this stuff. It's called glutination. You can see when I squeeze it. See how those little amber beads are out? So sometimes in the woods, you'll see a big thing of this. And all around the edge, those amber beads are just dripping, hanging out. And they look so pretty. But it's a polypore, many-pored mushroom, grows on wood, non-edible. Right there. Very squishy. It looks like a pancake or something from the top, doesn't it? There we go, a mushroom. This is why they should have put us in the woods, and I'm going to complain, because we would be finding all kinds of stuff like this. So.
No, we can't go.
Okay, here we go.
What's that?
Look at all those. Oh, God. Cortinarius. You can see the cortina there. And then when it goes away, that's what it looks like. What is it? Here's a cortinarius. You can see the cortina, and when the cortina goes away, it's all just left remnants, right, of the cortina. But you can see all those little mushrooms there.
Can.
That's about the most exciting thing we've seen right at the end, right?
Why?
We're not in the trees, that's why. They give us a path that isn't in the trees. Where do you find mushrooms? Mostly with the trees.
With the trees.
So, you know, it's kind of stupid, but here we go.
There are lots of them down there.
Yeah. Here's what it looks like if you want to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's on the ground. There, you see the small ones there? Where she's... Oh, yeah.
But they're growing here.